Welcome back to the Doghouse YouTube gang. Now, before we get into the video, y'all make sure y'all hit that like button as well as comment and subscribe. It don't cost you nothing to do so. So I got two things that I want to talk about today. Y'all seen the thumbnail. Two things that I want to talk about today, and we're going to get into the first thing at hand, the first topic at hand, and that's former Georgia Bulldog Jaylen Carter spits on Dak Prescott. At least that's what I saw in the headlines, right? So I really don't have much of an opinion on it. Only thing that I can say is from what I saw, right? So when I first saw the clip, it was just Jaylen Carter spitting on Dak Prescott. But then I looked deeper into it because I didn't watch the game live. So when I looked deeper into it, I saw that Dak Prescott spit first. So when he went into the press conference, he said that he had to spit and he didn't want to spit on his teammates. So he kind of spit outside of the huddle, right? But when you watch the clip, he's actually smiling and taunting Jaylen Carter. Now, by no means do I condone what Jaylen Carter did. So I'm not trying to justify anything that Jaylen Carter did at all. I'm just saying from the looks of it, it looks like Dak Prescott probably was taunting or antagonizing Jaylen Carter. But like I said, I don't have much of an opinion on it. It is what it is to me. It happened. The man apologized. He was fined $57,000 for it. Move on, right? That's just the way I'm looking at it, right? By no means should he have spit on a man, but he was fined for it. He apologized for it. Let's move on. Only problem that I really had was this guy from First Take, and we all know his name, Stephen A. Smith. My problem is with Stephen A. Smith is that for the last few years, this dude has been dragging black athletes and black entertainers through the mud. And I'm almost getting tired of it. Now, me personally, I really don't watch Stephen A. I'm not a fan of Stephen A. I really don't typically watch him, but his take on this situation to me was just crazy. And I'm gonna play the audio. I didn't want to do a video for copyright reasons, so I'm gonna play the audio of what he had to say.
Car crash incident that you got into in 2023 that ultimately led to you falling to the 9th pick in the NFL draft when you were projected as the #1 overall pick. Nobody thought about that until last night because you fell because of your off-field behavior. People didn't trust you. Now you come on the field and you conduct yourself like that and you listen to radio driving in, and what are people talking about? Well, this was a problem, and obviously this is an on-field incident.
So Stephen A., that was just a little piece of the clip, right? And I'm gonna play the rest of it. He started out talking about the situation that happened in 2023 with the fatal accident that caused two good people to be killed in a car accident. They were racing. Y'all all know the story that followed the Georgia Bulldogs. Y'all know the story. I don't have to go too far in depth about that. My main issue is Stephen A. and how he's trying to make it seem as if everybody else in the world is going to be talking about that, but yet you're talking about it. Nobody on the radio was really talking about that. Nobody was really bringing that situation up. You on one of the biggest or the biggest platform in America on ESPN. You're the loudest mouth in the room. You're the one bringing up this situation. How you going to try to put it off on somebody else and you're the one talking about it on ESPN? So that threw me off when I first heard the video. I was like, why is he trying to blame it on radio when your platform is bigger than radio? You have millions of people that watch ESPN. You don't have millions of people that listen to the radio like that. We don't typically listen to the radio like that. I know I don't. I know there's plenty of people that I know that don't really listen to the radio like that. So don't try to put this on the radio. You're the one bringing this back up. My main thing is, why are you bringing it up? You're saying that other people gonna bring it up, but you're the loudest one in the room bringing it up. And everybody else on First Take actually spoke on it as well. And I felt like I only agreed with like 50% of it. I feel like they be going way too hard, like as if the players are supposed to be perfect. They're not supposed to do anything wrong. Like I said, I don't condone what Jaylen Carter did at all by a long shot. But I'm not about to sit here and make it seem as if these guys have to be some perfect superheroes, because that's not what human beings are. So I'm gonna go ahead and continue the video. The audio. Hold on.
Has nothing to do with the car crash that happened in 2023. I'm just using it to remind these guys what you do and how you act stays with you. I don't want to be up here talking about this morning. I don't want this kid's career compromised. I don't want his reputation tainted. I don't want him smeared. But when you spit on a man, when you spit on him on the football field, when you spit on a quarterback and you get yourself ejected before the game, Dak Prescott wasn't sacked once last night. We didn't anticipate that was going to happen, but it happened because you were out there. You weren't out there, and the Philadelphia Eagles had to adjust to life without their best defensive player. You thought about yourself. You didn't think about your teammates at all. It was stupid. You walked off the field with a smile on your face. What the hell is smiling about?
Okay, so why wouldn't we question what the smiling was about when Dak Prescott spit outside of the huddle and started smiling at the rest of the Eagles defense? Why are we not questioning that? Stephen A. Smith. Why are we not questioning that? Because, you know, most of the majority of people are only going to attack Jaylen Carter. So you're just going to ride that wave. But you're not going to state what we saw before that. Like I said, I didn't watch it live, but I went and I saw extra video, and I was like, wait a minute, Dak Prescott spit first. He didn't necessarily spit on Jaylen Carter, but he spit outside of the huddle. So what was the point of us smiling and laughing once he did that? Like I said, I'm not trying to justify what Jaylen Carter did. He was dead wrong for what he did. But the way Stephen A. is going about it, making it seem as if Dak Prescott was just innocent in the situation, is just crazy to me. Should he have been spit on? No, sir. Not at all. But my thing is, why did he laugh? Why did he smile when he spit outside of the huddle? I don't know, man. Y'all tell me. Let's continue.
What the hell was there to smile about? It was stupid. It was immature. And as far as I'm concerned, not only does he deserve a rejection, he deserves a suspension because of that. Because you got to send a message of you, the league. We ain't tolerating this kind of nonsense.
All right.
Car
so that
crash
was it.
Incident
that was it. I didn't do the whole audio clip, but I just pulled out what I needed to pull out. Right. You know, like I said, I agree with 50% of what he's saying. Probably less than 50 of what he was saying, and the rest of the cast on First Take. Like, I understand, you know, you have to think about your players. I agree that you have to think about your players. You have to think about your money. You have to think about your career. I agree with all of that, but I just feel like Stephen A. Smith goes way too hard, as well as the other guy, Dan, Lorowski, whatever his name is. Y'all be going so hard. Like, dude, nobody got murdered. Nobody got beat up. Nobody got stabbed. The man is going to be fined. So now you want to fine him as well as suspend him for a game? Like I said, I'm not condoning what Jaylen Carter did, and I'm not being biased just because he a former dog. I'm just being real and realistic. Like, okay, like I said in the beginning of the video, it happened. He apologized. He was fine. Let it go. Somebody will be talking to him from the program. Somebody will be talking to him from the Eagles. Get into his head. Let him know, you know, what he's risking, and be done with it. But the whole cast and First Take was completely, like, it was excessive. I was like, bro, like, he didn't murder anybody, right? It's just crazy to me, especially for Stephen A. Smith, man, on how hard he go on our athletes. Like, he goes so hard on only our athletes. He don't go hard on no other race, but except for his own when it comes to our athletes. And it's sad, man. He constantly would go in on LeBron and his son. LeBron had to check him. You know what I mean? He got shook up, so he came back and apologized like a little peon that he is. Let's be clear. I respect Stephen A. for what he do, you know, for the grind that he put in at ESPN, as well as doing his own thing on YouTube. I respect his job and what, you know, the grind he put in as far as being a football analyst. But a lot of the stuff that he says, it seems like it's coming from a personal standpoint. To me, I just be bothered by him. That's why I really don't listen to him. This is the first time that I'm actually covering anything from Stephen A. or even really listening to him like that, because I don't listen to the dude. He's always the loudest one in the room. You know what I mean? He talks like he knows every single thing. You know, I don't hate the dude, but I just don't really care for his commentary, right? You know, like I say, when it comes to being an analyst, he's good at, you know, what he does. I like what he do, you know? But it's just, man, like, bro be going too hard, man. But I don't want to drag this video out on Stephen A. Smith, because like I said, I got two different things that I want to talk about. And let's get to the next thing at hand, right? Let's talk about it. Okay, for the second part of this video, we talking about the guy that you see right here on the screen, man, Hezekiah Millender. Hopefully I'm saying your name correctly. If I'm not, bro, I apologize. But he's a 3-star quarterback, 6'3", 195 pounds. He went to Clark Central. He's from the city of Athens, and he's in the class of 2025. I think he committed last year, November 30th, and I haven't heard anything about this dude. Why are we not talking about him at all? And I don't mean we like me in this channel. I mean everybody that cover Georgia. Why are they not speaking about Hezekiah Millender? I don't know. I did see that he was playing in the fall scrimmage. He might have been playing against the threes, but we still should have heard something, right? That's why I got his highlights up right now, man, because I want to go over his highlights. Not really go over, but I just want y'all to see his highlights, those that didn't see the highlights. I want y'all to see his highlights, and y'all tell me in the comment section why we not talking about Hezekiah Millender. Let's go. First play to the house. I don't like the way he threw off the back of his foot. Didn't like that, but that, you know, you can whip him up in shape. That can change. But I just feel like dude throws sometimes with no effort. Like, you know, he scrambles. Boom, there's a scramble play right there. Get it to your man. Come back. Get it to your man. Boom. I like his energy, man. I like how he sits in that pocket, scrambles, get out of the pocket, go down, make a play on the run. Drop back a little far also. Like I say, man, this guy can throw. He can run. He's not the fastest runner I've ever seen, but he can run also. And I'm not saying that he should be starting or anything. I'm just saying, why are we not talking about him at all? He's a 3-star quarterback. Like, he's a dual threat also. We should be talking about him at some point. That's all I gotta say. And if I gotta be the only one talking about him, I will be the only one talking about him. Dude got an arm. He dropped back a little too far sometimes, but he definitely got an arm. And it's probably better than our starter right now. Shout out to Gunner Stockton. Get out of there. Make a man miss. Make the second man miss. Let's go. Let's go. Let's go. That's what I'm talking about. Can't tell me that boy ain't got no arm, man. Like I say, he be dropping back too far sometimes, but he can sling it. So I like that. Made a man miss and still completed the pass. And ain't nobody got to come back to the ball. Nobody. Not this is not a shot at Gunner. I'm just saying. But watching this guy highlights, and with him being at Georgia and playing in the fall scrimmages and we're not hearing anything, that worries me sometimes. You got to get this guy off the bench. You can't tell me that he should be sitting on the bench. And yeah, he just committed to Georgia last year, so yeah, he's going to be on the bench waiting his turn. But let's not make them wait too late. Now, with us having a 5-star quarterback, that lessens his chances. I ain't even gonna lie. That does lessen his chances. With Jared Curtis committing to Georgia, that does lessen his chances. But at least give a man a shot. At least do that, Georgia. There we go. I just like how he make dudes miss, man. He make dudes miss. That's what I like about him. Like I said, he dropped back sometimes too far, further than what he need to, but it don't matter to me long as he complete the damn pass. He's not the fastest guy in the world, but he don't need to be. He don't have to be. He's the quarterback. Somebody was talking about how he be bouncing around in the pocket as well. That don't bother me at all. That just let me know if he needs to, he's gonna take off. Just like this play right here. Boom, touchdown. If nobody talk about this dude, I'm gonna continue to talk about this dude. Not about to have a quarterback like this on our bench and we not talking about him at all. You mean to tell me we can't get him and train him up to be a dominating force at UGA? And he gonna make sure he run. He gonna make, if he ain't got nothing downfield, he taking off. That's what I like about him also. That joker be thrown with no effort sometimes, man. Now plays like this, I don't really care for because you ain't gonna be able to do that in college football as much. Not against SEC opponents.
Major sounds in the kitchen cooking up.
Man, all we need is some training, bro. And this dude look like he could be a GOAT for Georgia. I ain't even gonna lie to y'all. He looks so confident. You know what I mean? Of course, it's got to translate over to college. Of course. And of course, we've seen quarterbacks that didn't translate to college, like DeJuan Mathis. You know, we was expecting to see big things from him, and we didn't get to see it at all. Dude was a complete bust. He even had to switch positions when he went over to Temple. But anyway, man, I just wanted to, show this and kind of talk about him a little more because I don't feel like he's being talked about. I feel like everybody else has been talked about at some point, even Ryan Montgomery, and this guy here hasn't been talked about at all. Maybe somebody have, or in a Dog Nation article at some point, but I feel like he need to be talked about a little more. That's all. Anyway, man, let's move on. Y'all stay tuned to the Doghouse. I will be live tomorrow at 3:30 during the Georgia versus Austin Peay game. So y'all rock out with me, man. Come and chill with me. I'm going to be live for the whole game. So stay tuned to the Doghouse for more from the Doghouse. Y'all already know I'm your host, Major. And we out, man. Go Dogs.